Julius Malema cannot be the son of African soil because, according to him, he's not even from Africa.
As the black Jews, wherever we find each other, we embrace one another, support each other, defend each other, and share a lot of ideas together. So
Julius is very famous for telling any white individual to go back to Holland. But with that all being said, apparently Julius is from a lost tribe of Israel. And this lost tribe of Israel, which comes from North Africa, is, according to Wiki, known to have supposedly come down to Southern Africa in the search of gold. A bit like the British did. Yeah, it's funny how this is all happening. Julius, I think you should go back to where you came from, mate. Remember what you tell all the white people, the settlers and all that stuff? Like, it appears Julius is a descendant of settlers. So he's not a son of the soil.
Indeed, even the term for these people, which are called the Lemba tribe, that word originates from a word called Lembi, a term which occurs in northeastern Bantu languages, meaning non-African or respected foreigner. So Julius Malema just called himself a member of the Lemba tribe, and that very name means foreigner. So, Julius, who is actually the settler in South Africa? The whites who have been here for 500 years, or your tribe, which has not?
Yeah, but this is inconvenient facts, because you see, as we all know, it actually has nothing to do with who's the actual settler. It really has to do with black nationalism. You see, what Juju actually means is that Africa belongs to blacks, and white people are black. Therefore, they don't belong here. Because as long as you're black, you belong here. I mean, it's like really crude, but it's racism 101, right? So it's very interesting to see that because that is the case, you find Julius's narrative kind of unravel in the most peculiar way. If his argument is that people who are foreign and who came here to exploit the mineral resources of the country, those individuals aren't the sons of the soil, as he claims, and they should all footsack, then he's actually one of them, and so he should footsack too.
So yeah, Byron, it's quite interesting. It's almost like there is no sort of definite ethnic group which belongs to South Africa. I mean, there was one called the Khoisan, which were genocided by the Zulus in time to come. But for Julius Malema to state his whole claim in politics on the assumption that he is the true son of African soil is absolute nonsense. His ancestors came here to exploit the mineral resources, so he is just as bad as any colonizer ever. So for him to publicly state that he's actually a foreigner in South Africa, what on earth was he thinking? I have more legitimacy than he does at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, my ancestors have been here for millennia. They were forced to come here, not because they were exploiting anything, but they were just forced to come here because the British wanted to get rid of people. Ironically, the British actually forced a lot of Scottish people to South Africa so that they could expropriate their land in the Scottish Highlands. Did you know that? Yeah, I'm a descendant of Scots, mate. And yeah, it's kind of ironic that the Brits wanted to expropriate our land. And now Julius wants to expropriate our land. Anyway, inconvenient facts aside, it's very interesting to see that Julius's claim to hatred, or he says he doesn't hate white people, but yeah, we kind of know he does, right? Unless they're paying his bills, you know, like letting him stay in their house and stuff. But what we do know is that Julius basically has a gripe against colonizers who exploited Africa for mineral wealth. By his people's own admission, mate, they came here for gold and nothing more than gold. The high ground's been lost.
Back in 2018, Julius famously said there are Jewish snipers training Afrikaners to shoot black people. So at the time he said that, the Jewish community of South Africa said, this is a horrific thing to say. Come talk to us. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this statement that he made. And during the course of that particular meeting, it was relayed that Julius himself was like, listen, guys, I'm Lemba. I'm Jewish myself. I am from the Levant. I am from modern day where Israel is today. That's where my people are from, which doesn't really explain a few things. Number one, his antagonism to Israel. And number two, if he's admitted numerous times that he is Jewish through geography, why does he call himself South African then?
Yeah, and I'm perfectly happy for him to call himself Jewish. Also happy for him to call himself South African. It makes no difference to me. But what does come across here is that Julius's claim of having the moral high ground has just been self-refuted by himself.
No, me neither. It's just a wonderful admission by the leader of the EFF, which call themselves the only, with superior logic, sons of the soil of South Africa, and all the white people must footsack, and all the Indians must footsack, and all the coloureds are bastard childs of slaves and should footsack as well. Maybe, Julius, just take a look in the mirror, look where you come from, admittedly, and just say to yourself, maybe I should footsack. Based on his logic, that's superior logic right there.